Hey guys, I'm Louis. I'm with Body Club again. So today I'm going to be working through a pull-up workshop with you guys. Super excited about this one. So most people that I work with, they want to try and improve two fundamental bodyweight exercises. So number one is press-ups. A lot of people come to me, they can't do press-ups and they want to try and develop that. And number two is pull-ups. So today we're going to work through pull-ups. We're going to break down the key muscles to activate during the press-ups and during the pull-ups and whatnot like that. And then we're going to break down some key exercises and activities to do to build up to a full regular barbell pull-up as well. Okay. So exercise number one, guys, is really, really simple. You can do this anywhere around the house, to be honest with you. Okay. What we're going to go for is some vertical pull-ups, okay? So I'm just going to hold on to a bar. This might be a door frame. You know, you could come off to the side here and do this one. Whatever it is, hold on to something, lean yourself back, okay? Really, really simple. We're going to keep the elbows tucked in and we're going to pull our chest to the bar. Now, if you notice, my body is staying in a nice strict position. So I'm not sort of pushing my hips backwards and forwards. I'm keeping my glutes engaged. Head up, chest nice and proud, and I'm pulling through. I'm keeping my elbows tucked into my rib cage so I can keep my lats, so the big muscles in my back switched on. Okay, now there's other progressions and regressions you can do. You can come for a high and wide pull up here, and what that is going to do is just work your rear delts, work your rotator cuffs a little bit, which are all muscles you need to get strong for a pull up. You can then also switch it up a little bit and go for a more arm-based pull-ups where we get the triceps, the biceps activated, but we also work the back there as well, okay? So that's a vertical pull-up, okay, guys? As you do this one, when you first start out, just see if you can do 3 sets of 10 reps of your verticals. When that becomes easy, try and add in another set or try and increase to 12 reps or more. Exercise number 2 is going to be an inverted pull-up. So, I'm going to move down. We're going to start off in a seated position for this exercise here, guys. Okay? So, I'm almost in a crunch-like position or sit-up position, all right? So, my back's nice and straight, feet are back shoulder width apart, and my glutes are onto the floor. I'm going to bring my body forwards, bring my glutes forward slightly, and I'm going to just fall back a little bit. So now I'm way more so in that crunch, more like in that crunch position. Okay? There's a couple of different ways we're going to do this. Exercise, or the first initial way, is just bringing the hands slightly further forwards. What that does is that's going to really engage your lats. That's going to really engage a lot more different muscles in your shoulders that we can then recruit to pull ourselves up. Okay, so I'm going to press my feet into the floor, bring the glutes off the ground, and I'm going to pull up, and then again control on that way down. I'm engaging my core. I'm breathing out as I pull up, trying to aim to bring my chest to the bar, and then control down. Pull up, chest the bar, and control, okay? Now to progress this exercise on, what we can do is just move our body forwards a little bit and straighten out the legs, okay? So now I'm gonna get heels flat, toes up to the ceiling, okay? Again, I'm trying to keep this angle. If anyone's into calisthenics, you'll recognize if we can get ourselves into some sort of front like lever position, this angle here is really great for improving your scapular strength, okay? So again, straight legs, and that same motion, bring your chest to the bar, keeping the body fixed in, so we don't want to see sort of thrusting up to the bar, and be nice and strict and rigid with your movement, okay? So that's the progression of inverted. You've either got feet flat or straight legs, all right? Exercise number 2, or 3, sorry, for the inverteds, is we're going to put a bench out in front of us. You can use a bench, you can use a stool, whatever you got around the house, or if you're doing this at the gym. From this position, guys, we're just going to raise the feet onto the bench. Okay, again, hands in that position, just bending the knees slightly, and now we're going to drive up, pulling ourselves to the bar and back down. Okay, really strengthening through our back muscles, like so, okay? So again, we're gonna work into that same rep scheme. So we're trying to build strength here. So to build strength, you wanna be looking at minimum of 8 to 10 reps for at least 3 sets. Exercise number 2, Sorry, not number 2, I don't know why I keep saying that. Exercise number 3 on the progressions here. So this is where we start coming in a nice straight back overhead position. So the first thing that we're going to do is hang off the bar, feet out in front of us, okay? So we're in an overhead squat-like position, okay? Then we're going to keep the elbows tucked into the ribs and pull yourself up to the bar. Now I'm not squatting up, all right? I'm trying to take my legs out of it and pull up like so. If you can, get that chest over the bar, sorry, your chin over the bar, then brilliant. Okay, get a nice full extension. Let's focus on a full range pull up here. Pull, hold, and control through. Try and activate and recruit as many different muscles in the back as you can. Pull through and hold. Now to progress this exercise on, we're just going to go into a single leg stance. So I'm going to get my left foot flat, come down, right foot off the ground in front of me. Make sure I'm keeping that nice straight back. Pull through and come back down again. I'm doing the best I can to not use my foot to come up into a squat. To progress this exercise further, we're going to bring the feet off the floor. Okay? So, how that one's going to look. We're going to pull ourselves up, okay? And feet off there slightly, and then come back down, okay? So it's not as soon as we travel. It's when we're about halfway in the pull-up, we're just going to hop up and then control down, okay? Hopping up and control down, okay? So just be mindful on that one that you don't just jump up the bar, because that kind of takes out the whole relevance behind bringing your feet off the floor, yeah? Okay? So now we're going to look at a couple of different progressions that we can utilize for the full pull-ups here. So progression number 1 is we're going to incorporate a band. Now I've got a couple of different bands here that you can utilize. So the bands are really nice, clear and obvious. You've got a nice thick heavy one, you've got a medium sized one, okay, and then a slightly lighter one, okay? For today, we're going to use this medium band. Really, really simple setup. You're going to come wrap that band around your bar, okay, like so, coming through one side and then pulling down, okay, so that the band isn't going to go anywhere. So we've got a couple of different progressions that we're going to do here. We're going to start off by putting both of our feet into the resistance band. So it's a bit tough to pull down. Okay, stepping on, make sure you're right in the center of your foot here, okay, and then coming across to your other side, okay, and you want to be directly under the bar, about shoulder width apart, okay. So now before we move up in our movement, okay, we want to know how we're going to do this. We're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades, keep that chest nice and proud, try not to arch the back, and you're going to keep your elbows into your ribs so you can recruit your latimus dorsi, so you include your lat muscles. Okay, so we've got different options on this bar, on my rack here. Okay, so we can go for a narrow pull, go for a slightly wider, and we can go for the full-blown wide pull there. We're going to go for the wider pull for today. Okay, so what the band's going to do is just going to help bring ourselves up onto the bar, and then it will help lower us as well. Okay, so chin looking forwards, pulling up, try and get your chin above the bar, and then control it down. Really focus on the eccentric phase. So really focus on that lowering phase to get your control. See if you can pause at the top of the movement there and then control down, okay? Nice, guys. So just be really careful when you're stepping out. Make sure you've got a hand onto the bar, coming down with it, okay? And then flicking through. Cool. Exercise number 2 for this one. We're going to put one knee into the bar just now. Okay, so we're just going to be resting there in that knee. All right, okay, grabbing onto your bar again. Now, for this phase of the movement, you may find that you're just sort of shaking a little bit, okay? So what I want you to do is squeeze the glutes, engage the core, okay? And that'll just keep everything activated, everything nice and still. Then we're pulling ourselves up. Then we control down. Big breath of air out. And control it. Big breath of air out and control. So the band's doing the same thing, pulling us up in the movement, okay? And it's just helping us guide our upper body, or helping us guide our body up the bar, I should say. Still the same principles, okay? You want to try and squeeze the shoulder blades back there, and then come up and pull through, okay? Trying to go for a nice full extension. Now, the final exercise that we're going to do with the band today is we're going to go for just 1 foot. Okay. So when we're coming in that 1 foot stance, it's exactly the same when we had just one knee in, okay? Chest up, try and squeeze the shoulder blades initially. That's the start of the movement, and then we drive. Chin above bar, control down, and then drive. Okay? Try not to round the chest or shoulders forwards. Keep your angle. Again, guys, we're looking at 10 reps of 3 sets, ideally, when you're doing this one. Okay, so that's exercise number 2. So I know I'm only giving you a couple of reps, but the exercise is the key there. It's just a case of practicing each one in the order I've showed you. Get good at it. As soon as you're nice and good and stable at it, then move on to the next one. Okay? So you want to get to the point where you're competent and then progress. Get to the point where you're competent and progress. And then that's that constant progressive overload. That's that constant improvement, what you'll find. Right. This next movement is the big one, okay, guys? So, what we're going to jump in and do, movement number 1, we're going to add in the bench again, okay? And we're just going to go for a jumping pull-up, all right? So we're going to come here, and we'll go bench this way. So again, this could be a bench, it could be a chair, a small stool, whatever, all right? So, about shoulder width apart, or just over. Okay, you can go both feet initially, or a single side jump. For today, we're gonna go just for a single side jump, okay? So I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna give myself a little bit of a hop, I'm gonna hold, and then I'm gonna control, okay? So, again, it's getting me nice and strong when I'm at the top of the motion. It's getting me the stability to hold the movement at the top of the pull-up. And then it's giving me the control on the eccentric, the control on the negative phase on the way down. So let's go again. Straighten out the arms, okay? Now don't be overly reliant on the hop, okay? So it's a small hop and we're still going through that same motion. We're still using the same technique of elbows in, trying to recruit as many different back muscles as we can to drive up, okay? So it's not just like we're jumping up and we're forgetting about our form and technique, guys, okay? So one more, just so you can all see. So that's leg out to side, working side. This non-working side is just being nice and strict, keeping that leg straight as if I would do a regular pull-up. And the other side, as you can see, I'm gonna come up onto my toe. It's almost a small calf raise motion. Squeeze the glutes, engage the core, drive up, hold it, and control down, okay? Ideally, if you can make that eccentric, the negative lowering phase, if you can make that 3 seconds or longer on a control down, brilliant. If you can hold at that top of that pull-up for 2 seconds or longer, again, brilliant. We're gonna move on for the final phase now, guys. So, progression number 1 on this one is coming into a scapular pull-up, okay? So, or a shrug pull-up. So you're there, engaging your shoulder blades. And what that will do is it will then set ourselves ready to pull ourselves up the bar, okay? Recruiting your trap muscles, Again, recruiting your rotator cuff muscles, and then you can just pull yourself up onto the bar, okay? So for that final phase, guys, we're gonna come scapula, elbows in, pull, hold, and then control down, okay? Try and be nice and strict with your body in the lower body, so we're not jumping up the bar, bending the knees and driving through. So 1, 2, and pull, and then control down, okay? So those are the couple of different exercises that you can break down to help build into your pull-ups. The key thing is keeping the elbows tucked in, especially when you're coming for a wide angle, so you can utilize your lat muscles, okay? And getting strong in each exercise before moving on to the next. Hope that's helpful, guys, and I'll see you at the next one.